Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Joel here with as many reviews as possible, and today we're going to be talking about how to size your training shoes. First off, this is not going to be an end-all be-all guide. Everybody has their own ways and preferences that they like to wear their shoes, and these are just a few pointers that I had to give you guys because sizing is one of my most asked questions when it comes to shoes. Now, like I said, there's no right or wrong way to wear your shoes. Wear them however you like. But these are some things that I think you should take into account when sizing your shoes. First off, there's no real sizing standard. Say a 9.5 in Nike would be a Euro 43, whereas a 10 in a Reebok would be a Euro 43. I find that by going with the Euro size, you end up with a more accurate sizing standard. The next thing I want to talk about is how much space should you have between your feet and the front of the shoe. So this is my foot in a size 10 Nano 6.0. If I were to reach down and touch my toe, I would have about a thumbnail's distance between my big toe, which is right there, and the front of the shoe. About that much. Now you have to take into account that the shoe is going to fit a little bit different. When you start moving around, your feet are going to swell up and they're going to fill up the shoes a lot more than they will when they're at rest or when you probably are trying on your shoes. So make sure that you have an adequate amount of room between your toes and the front of the shoe. If your toes are touching the front of the shoe at all, they are too small and you need to go up in size. Now that rule works for training shoes, but when you are looking into Olympic weightlifting shoes where you're not going to be doing a ton of running and moving around in, then you're going to want to size them a little bit different. Here's my foot in a Legacy lifter. This is a size 9 in the Legacy lifters. Keep in mind that weightlifting shoes tend to run a little bit on the large side, so you might need to size them down half a size. My rule of thumb is size weightlifting shoes like you would your dress shoes. So with weightlifting shoes, you want to make sure that you have a little bit of space between your toes and the front of the shoe. You're not completely jammed up so that your toes have to do this, because you still do want your toes to be able to splay when you're jumping, but you don't want any room in there so that when you are doing any kind of jerk or any kind of landing, that your feet are sliding forward. You can kind of alleviate the space issue with weightlifting shoes by tightening the front strap if you have it, but as a general rule of thumb, you do want your weightlifting shoes to fit a little bit more tightly than your training shoes. Another thing with training shoes is that they're not all shaped the same. Here is the Innovate All Train 215, which has a slightly more narrow runner-like platform. And then here's the Nano 6.0, which has a more wide and squarish toe box. Now for me, I have Morton's toe, so my second toe is longer than my big toe. And something like this accommodates my toes a little bit better than something with more of a square toe box. I do have to size the Nano 6s and Nano 7s up because of the more squarish toe box to accommodate for my Morton's toe. But when it comes down to it, guys, the rule of thumb is make sure that you have a thumbnail's distance between your big toe and the front of the shoe. Now, like I said, this is not the end-all be-all guide of how to size shoes. Like I said, every manufacturer has their own sizing standards, which makes things really difficult. So make sure that when you guys are buying your shoes, you're buying them from a place that allows easy returns, or even better, a manufacturer that allows for returns after you have worn the shoes. Like Reebok.com does that, Adidas.com, Nike.com, Lalo Tactical. A lot of places do that and do allow that nowadays, so make sure you check those out. If you guys have any questions about how to size your shoes, make sure you guys leave them in the comment section. As always, please hit that like button, subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys.